All right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on one of Arabic grammar's most fascinating characters. He's kind of an unsung hero, you know? The one who only steps into the limelight when the main star of the sentence, the actual doer of the action, decides to disappear. We are talking about the nائب الفاعل.
So let's kick things off with a little grammatical mystery. What really happens when the agent, the file, just vanishes from a sentence? Does the whole structure just collapse, or does something else, something kind of clever, happen instead?
Okay, let's really look at this. On the left, you've got your standard active sentence. The boy broke the glass. Simple enough. The agent, the boy, is right there. But now look to the right. The boy is gone. The sentence is now passive. The glass was broken. And notice two really important things happened here. The verb changed from kasara to kusira, and the glass, which was the object getting broken, has now been promoted to the star of the show.
And this, right here, is where our substitute hero makes their grand entrance. See, when the original agent leaves a vacancy, the rules of grammar basically demand that someone else steps up to fill that role and keep the sentence from falling apart.
This hero has a name, the نائب الفاعل. Now, the official definition tells us pretty much everything. It's a noun that takes the place of the deleted agent. And this is the crucial part. It inherits the agent's grammatical status. It becomes nominative, which you can see from that damma vowel, that oo sound at the end. It basically becomes the new subject for this new passive verb.
Let's look at a really simple, clean example. The rubble was removed. In this sentence, الركام, the rubble, is our نائب الفاعل. We have no idea who removed it, but that's not the point. We know what happened to the rubble. It was the object, but now it's the grammatical subject of this passive sentence, and you can see it's proudly showing off that nominative damma.
And here we go again. The eclipse was seen. El-kusufu, the eclipse, is the نائب الفاعل. The sentence works perfectly. Our focus isn't on who was looking through the telescope, it's on the cool astronomical event itself. And this ability to shift focus is exactly what makes this whole structure so incredibly useful.
So a new noun has stepped up to the plate. But a change this big creates a ripple effect. The verb has to transform too. It needs to send a clear signal that its original agent is gone and that it's now working with a deputy. So let's check out how it does that.
For the past tense, it's this beautifully simple two-step process. First, you put a dhamma, that oo sound, on the very first letter. Second, you put a kasra, an e sound, on the letter right before the last one. So a verb like kataba, he wrote, magically becomes kutuba, it was written. It's so predictable and elegant, you gotta love it.
Now, the present tense follows almost the same logic, but with one key little twist. Step 1 is identical. Slap a dhamma, or oo sound, on that first letter. But for step 2, instead of an I sound, you use a fatha, an a sound, on the second to last letter. So yeksibu, he earns, transforms into yuksabu. It is earned.
Okay, so now we know how to prep the verb for its new partner. But that brings up the next obvious question, right? Who's actually eligible for this big promotion to نائب الفاعل? Is there like a line of succession?
Oh, you bet there is. There's a clear pecking order. The first and most obvious candidate, the heir apparent, is the maf'ul bihi, the direct object. It's just the natural fit. But what if there is no direct object? Well, Arabic grammar is super flexible. Other parts of the sentence can step in, like a verbal noun, a prepositional phrase, or even an adverbial.
Okay, let's tackle a more complex case. This looks a little intimidating, but it's not so bad. The original active sentence here has a verb that actually takes 3 objects. Now, when we flip it to passive, watch closely. Only the very first object, al-hadirin, the attendees, gets the promotion. You can see its case ending flips from the accusative ina to the nominative una, becoming al-hadirun. That's our new nائب الفاعل. And what about the other 2 objects? Well, they just stay put, exactly as they were. This shows a really clear rule. The promotion always goes to the first object in line.
All right, we've covered the what and the how. But now we get to the most important question of all. Why? Why would a writer or a speaker deliberately hide the agent? This isn't just about ticking grammatical boxes. This is about rhetoric, style, and meaning.
This slide really just lays out the incredible power behind this choice. You might get rid of the agent simply because you don't know who they are, like in "the money was stolen." Or you might do it because they're so well known that it's just obvious, like in the classic theological statement, "man was created." But it can also be way more strategic, hiding the agent because you're afraid of them, or maybe to glorify them by not mentioning their name in a, well, less than glorious context. Or sometimes it's just about being brief. Each reason totally changes the flavor of the sentence.
So here's the bottom line, the main takeaway from all of this. Creating a نائب الفاعل is a stylistic choice. It's a powerful lever a writer can pull to direct our attention, to put the spotlight on the action or the thing being acted on, instead of the person doing the acting. It's about controlling the narrative.
And I'll leave you with a final thought. Now that you're in on the secret of the sentence's hidden hero, the next time you're reading a text in Arabic, are you going to spot it? Are you going to see those moments where the agent has been deliberately pushed off stage? And more importantly, are you going to ask yourself, why?